Matt Stepp, Dave Campbell's Texas football back here at the Cy-Fair West 7-on-7 qualifier. We're here before the state qualifying round with the head coach of the Hightower Hurricanes, Coach Cornelius Anthony. Coach, kids are about to play for a spot at state, and I appreciate you taking a few minutes to chat with us.
Yeah, no problem. No problem.
All right, Coach, coming off last year, you guys, first year you're back in 6A, you make the regional semifinals, have a great run. Got a lot of guys, key contributors back from that ball club, so expectations are high going into the season. During the off season, I'm sure you guys have talked about it with your kids. How do you handle success? How do you handle having that expectation and target on your back? How do you feel like your kids have handled that the off season? Do you feel like it's been a productive off season?
It's been a very productive off season. The main thing that we've been focusing on is just being a part of that elite 1%, not being regular, doing everything in excellence. That's what it takes to be elite. And so from everything that we do, we're practicing excellence because we know that excellence is a habit. It's something that you repeatedly do, and everything that we do, we tell them we evaluate. And so this offseason has been extremely productive. Our guys have answered the call, and so mainly moving forward, it's just correcting and being mindful of the little things and making sure that in everything that we do it to the best of our ability with class and character.
Is it the little things that makes the difference between those good teams and those elite teams? It's the details, right?
Most definitely. It is the details. Small things that make a huge difference. That's something that they hear me saying each and every day, from how we clap, from how we warm up, from how we line up. Small things that make a huge difference. So paying attention to the details and just making sure that on the details that we do everything the way the play or whatever dictates it, that's what our focus is on. So
all right, now it's 7-on-7, and we know the big guys aren't out there, the pads aren't on, but it's still competitive. You want to win, and you guys did really well in 7-on-7 last year, and that kind of propelled y'all into the season. So when you're watching your kids play 7-on-7, what do you look for from your kids? What do you want to see out of your guys?
I want to see them competing at a high level. I want to see them competing at a high level, but also keeping their composure, because there's a lot of jaw jacking, as you know.
Oh, yeah. It gets chesty out there. It gets chippy.
It gets extremely chesty, but the team that can keep their head and the team that can focus on the details and execute even when it gets chesty and just make sure that their plan does the speaking for them, that's what I'm looking for. Compete at a high level, maintain your composure, and make sure that your play does the talking for you.
And I'm thinking you're also looking at how guys react to failure. I mean, it's easy to be a front runner and have success, but I'm sure you could, from your vantage point in the end zone, not coaching because it's against UIL rules, but you can see if when things aren't going well, who's stepping up and being leaders, and maybe who's chirping at their own teammates, and those are things you can correct later on, right?
Most definitely. I want to see, how do we handle adversity? Do we learn the lesson, or do we fold the tent and want to give up? If we're down because of 7-on-7, no lead is safe. So are we fighting and clawing and scratching to get back into it? Or even if we're up, or we're doing everything right because we're up and we know that the team can come back, or do we get lax? So those are the small intangible things that make a huge difference that I'm paying attention to, that I'm telling my guys and correcting my guys on when we get back to Hightower.
All right, now looking at 2023's ball club, obviously, again, you guys had a lot of success last year. When we look at your ball club in 2023, what are some areas where you feel like you guys have a good foundation, you're going to be strong, and maybe some areas where I don't want to call them weaknesses, but maybe some spots that are still up for grabs, and you want some young guys to take that next step this summer and grab those starting spots?
Well, an area that I definitely think is a strength for us is our skill positions. From quarterback, running back, DBs, receivers, we have skill for days. Areas that I feel like are up for grab and that we can definitely have some more depth in are the trenches, the O&D line. I mean, you can never have enough linemen, whether it's offensive or defensive linemen. So those are the areas that I feel like, are up for grabs, and we just need to make sure that we, get some quality depth and guys fight for some positions. But our skill positions are phenomenal, and so that's going to, be the strong point of our team.
All right, final question for you, Coach. Your on-campus stadium, Hall Stadium, is going to be back up and running this year. I know Fort Bend ISD made some upgrades during last season, so you guys are back. Games will be back at Hall Stadium. So if I come to Hall Stadium and I cover a game watching the Hurricanes, where do I need to grab pregame meal at? What's the Coach Anthony recommendation over there?
So two places. One place that I know for sure is Cane's Chicken. Cane's,
I heard your picture might be on the wall there. That's the rumor. How'd you get your picture on the wall?
Well, it says hometown hero, so
Okay.
you know that's.
It wasn't from eating the most chicken strips.
Nah, it wasn't nothing like that. I earned that on the field, you
Okay,
know, to
okay.
get that spot. But another place that I haven't personally been to, but everybody's been raving about, is called Swamp Chicken.
Swamp chicken.
Yeah, on Highway 6. So check that out as well. But you got Canes and then Swamp Chicken on Highway 6. So
I may check out Swamp Chicken. All right, Coach. Well, enjoy watching your kids compete today, and we appreciate what you do for student athletes in the state of Texas.
thank you, Matt. I appreciate it.